The Beach, lived and written by Dale F. Sims. A lot of people do a lot of things for a lot of reasons. And in 1969, and fresh out of high school, well, at least I was, two friends of mine and I drove a 1962 Chevy Stratochief, that's a six-cylinder, two-speed automatic, across Canada to the west coast of Vancouver Island. We were three young guys from Bellefontaine, Ontario, where the largest mountains we ever encountered was the gorge out behind my house, where the local folks used to throw their garbage. The largest body of water we ever encountered was the swimming hole at the Bellefontaine Conservation Park. The three of us had been friends most of our elementary and high school years. We were adventurers of a sort, as we had explored the entire countryside around our township and even wrote compositions at school about our area. We longed to see real mountains, ocean, and the beaches, and so in the summer of 1969, we headed west. Our first sight of the mountains came after a rainstorm like we had never seen. It was so heavy we had to pull over, and when we did, we pulled over behind an RCMP cruiser. When the rain stopped, we were entertained by a light show from the lightning as it ripped along the mountains in the distance, making them stand out against the dark, clouded sky. We drove on, hoping to get to them before dark. When it did get dark, the mountains were nowhere to be seen, and we drove on until we needed to rest. We found a spot to pull off the road a safe distance and parked for the night. We normally would pitch a tent, but it was too late and dark. It was an eerie dark with no stars, and so we bundled up in sleeping bags and slept in the car. I was the first to wake in the morning, and as I opened the passenger door, I took a deep breath. For not 2 feet away was a drop-off for 1,000 feet. We were in the mountains. Not only were we in the mountains, but we were surrounded. Massive, huge cliffs of rock like way beyond our imaginations. I swear we were like little kids again, giggling and laughing, dancing as we adjusted to the realism that now these snow-capped mountains of this magnitude existed in our experience. Wow! It was so majestic. The next thing I know, we are crossing the famous Port Mann Bridge, the bridge to Vancouver and the Pacific Ocean. It was here in Vancouver, though, standing on the beach looking at tankers anchored off the shore, that we were to find out that this was not the Pacific Ocean, but the Juan de Fuca Strait. If we wanted to see the Pacific Ocean, we needed to go to the west coast of Vancouver Island. It began with a ferry trip from Horseshoe Bay to downtown Nanaimo. We were so excited about this ferry ride thing, we barely noticed how beautiful a place the coast is. The west coast of British Columbia is where mountains meet the ocean and the amazing battle that wages there. There are mountain peaks coming straight out of the water, wearing woven skirts of trees and mist. The clouds hang about the mountains like a pearl necklace as the sun adds warmth and sparkle to the water droplets as they fall. A right turn off the ferry, and we were on our way to the coast. The map said to turn left at Parksville and drive until there is no more road. We passed a village where goats were feeding on the roof of a building. We still laugh about that. With all this country around for goats to feed on, they decide to feed on the roof. Boy, talk about nestled in the mountains. Port Alberni is it. Although the smell coming from the mill kept us moving, we did notice how Port Alberni has a river running right through it and on to the Pacific Ocean. That is not the route we're taking. Although the Lady Rose, a tourist ship that runs people and product from Alberni to Ucluelet, was also a possibility, we carried on by road, and as we left Port Alberni, we began the climb up the mountain pass by logging road. It wasn't long before we found others doing a similar trek as ours. Hippies. Lots of them. Some camped out on the side of the road and others having no choice as they were broke down and were camped in their vehicles. You see, there are no amenities on this road, and it's early July where the temperatures are very hot. As much as we disliked our car for its lack of power, she never let us down, and after 3 hours of mountain crawling, we made it to the west side of Vancouver Island. The sign read, Long Beach to the right.